Hey!
Hello. Is it pods you're looking for?
You can find us in the spot.
I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile.
I'm smiling for those who listen on Spotify.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Spot Podcast, everybody.
Hello.
How is everybody doing today?
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay. I hope that you listening at home respond to this. Like, I would love it if people looked at the screen
people
and went,
out loud.
I'm
like,
good, Sam.
I'm on to work. Someone's like, I'm bad. I'm having a bad
I feel
day.
like poopy. Oh, I feel so bad.
And then you get like an angry email. Like, I responded to your question on the podcast and you said nothing.
You talked right over me.
You went and started talking
So
about
rude.
mechanics for 15 straight goddamn minutes.
Absolutely irreprehensible. Unforgiven, unfollowed, unsubscribed, unsupported.
1-star review. And I have a question for you all. What's your fucking problem?
How dare you?
Like, how dare you? Truly.
Why is the Chill Spot such a bunch of bitches?
Those bitches over at Chill
Those
Spot.
baby back bitches over at Chill Spot.
But actually, Sam, how was your day? How was your week? How was your month?
My day is good. I have been reevaluating
My life.
just, realizing and just taking the time to realize things, and just this year was about realizing things and realizing and
reevaluating.
and just realizing
Yeah,
things.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's not vague at all.
Yeah. Did you ever see that Kylie Jenner video, that like New Year's video where she's like, this year was me and my friends, we just realized a bunch of things. This year was about like realizing. And I just took the time to just like realize some things. And I really realized some new things. I just think that the next year's going to be about realizing more things.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, Kylie, get it together.
What are you, a hockey player post game? Like,
I think we played the game really good. The game was really good and we played it and
just really left it out on the ice and the boys gave it their all, and it's just really just leave it out there, and just hit the lines, hit the paint, and to be fair,
really made the coach proud, and yeah.
To be fair, those guys were jumped up on adrenaline after playing, a full game of hockey.
Yeah.
And are probably like, as soon as they walk off the ice, like,
yeah.
And someone's
like, hey, how do you feel about this game?
Tell us about the game.
Yeah. And you're like,
let us know.
I haven't had time to process
yet. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Do you ever think that?
I'm 20 years old.
Do you ever think? I'm sorry, I don't have any. I'm just a little baby.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that the players get home at night and they're like, oh, I wish I had said this. I really could have just like articulated. Like they get after the party syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Where like you get home and you're like, oh, I should have said this.
You punch the wall in the shower.
I could have put that so much more.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, God, that's so clever. Shit. I'm never going to be able to say that now.
Totally should have said this.
God, biffed
Damn
it.
I biffed it.
Honestly, no, I don't. I don't think they have that kind of foresight.
They're just like Kawhi Leonard, like just focusing on the next thing.
I'm just here to play the game and that's it.
Yeah. It's not over until it's finished. And yeah.
It's not over until it's finished.
Yeah.
That is usually how things work. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Typically things only finish when they're over.
Yeah,
But you were talking about our day, and you were realizing things, and the Kylie Jenner, and how she realized many things. Actually reminded me of I told you about this already off mic, but like this great tweet that I saw, because J. Cole's newest album just came out, and someone, I like J. Cole, but I'm not a stan, like he's one of my favorite rappers, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, he's J. Cole's best, well, kiss him, like I'm not like that.
Yeah.
So someone on Reddit pointed out that J. Cole stans aren't people who think critically, but rather people who've been thinking a lot. And that has changed my life.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so fucking true.
Like you're really just like sitting in your room, like on the edge of your bed, just like
ripping a fat blunt, thinking a lot. Bro, listen, I've been thinking a lot, and I think it's actually bad that I have like 4 girlfriends I'm all cheating on.
Yo, like, do you think it's bad that I got a girl pregnant and like lost her number?
Yes.
Probably is, yeah.
I feel terrible, dog. I got this girl pregnant. Then you hear like
J. Cole rap about his dad and you're like, oh man, I should call that girl.
Yo, that's me, dog. That's me right there. I wish I could do it like that.
Yo, like, is Mikey gonna be like the next J. Cole? I'm never gonna call that girl then.
Who knows? Probably not. I don't even know what he looks like. It's like,
Wouldn't be able to point him out if I tried.
And this is why people don't like J. Cole stans.
Yeah.
Granted, standing, we'll get into what we're talking about in a minute, but standing as a whole.
We should do a whole episode about standing.
That's a good idea.
Just like save your opinions.
Yeah.
And like we'll talk about it on a later episode.
Sure.
Tune in next time.
I think standing should die. Anyway, well, Sam, we have some positive to talk about today, actually.
Kind of, yeah.
It's pretty positive, I would say, because
I think so.
For the first time in about a year and a half, we are actually looking like this damn COVID shit is on the way out.
Kinda, sorta, like the light is like an inch brighter than it was, at the beginning of the year.
I mean, it was black 2 weeks ago, so the fact that there's light at all.
It wasn't black because, the presence of a vaccine definitely like provided a needle-sized light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, we live in Ontario, which only just recently got better because it was bad.
It was bad
for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, like the fact that a vaccine existed, that's why I say like it's a pinprick of a light. It's just like the fact that we know it exists means that we just have to sit tight and wait our turn.
Absolutely,
and a couple of us have had our turns. Cam and I each got our first shot. There you go.
Did you get Pfizer?
I got Pfizer. Did you get Pfizer?
Yeah, I got Pfizer.
Babe!
We're the Pfizer guys.
We got matching vaccines.
Pfizer guys, vaccines and fries.
Cute. But yeah, no. We each got our first shots. We're just waiting on that second one. And, things are looking up. My friends and family are getting vaccinated. It's happening.
It's looking likely that our second vaccinations will be moved up, considering the shipments that they've been getting.
I mean, fingers crossed. But yeah.
And if it doesn't, it's in September. Like, it's not even really that far away.
Yeah, we got time. So we're just sort of like, I mean, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe, 5 episodes from now, we'll be sitting here like
Cam died of COVID.
Just me sitting by myself with like dark circles around my eyes.
Well, for some reason, if I died, you'd come and do the podcast by yourself. The show has to go on. The show has to freaking go on.
I can't believe we said that. I can't believe we said all that shit. It's so bad now, guys.
Here's my
it's so
new
bad.
boyfriend and new host of Chill Spot in his house.
Bramrin Myth. Bramrin Myth.
But yeah, but without getting into that territory, we think things are going to get better. Mm-hmm. And then we think by the end of the summer and definitely by the start of winter, we might be able to have something resembling a normal life again. Mm-hmm. At the very least be able to see our friends. Yeah. Right?
Even like be able to sit inside a place.
Yeah, maybe go to a restaurant or something, right? What a concept. So we're going to talk about post-quarantine life.
Yeah.
First thing, Sam, is what's the first thing you're going to do when fully vaccinated?
Go to the movies.
Oh, that's a good one. Go to the movies. That's a good example.
Go to the fucking movies.
Yeah, I miss movies, man. I've been getting into watching more movies at home just because, necessity, right? Like, I don't want to not watch movies. But yeah, I do miss going to the movie theaters. That's a good answer.
Big time.
Especially because now lots of movies that are coming out, like, like The Quiet Place 2 and like other big blockbusters are like only going to theaters. Like, they're not doing the streaming service thing.
No. I think everybody's eager to let that go away. I mean, like, it'll be interesting. Because I think a lot of people will want the streaming service thing to stick around. They're not going to want to go to movie theaters.
Oh, they're going to, yeah. Well, because a lot of people, here's the thing. I'm trying to quantify this, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you're right. I think that the premium early seeing, I think movies will now release at home and in theaters simultaneously.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, paying $30 on Disney Plus for a movie is really the same cost of going to the movies.
Okay. My argument for that is that with the combination of, offering it on streaming services and going to the movies, and with people, being split down the middle, some people they're gonna be like, I never want to step foot in a movie theater again. With people saying, I want to go out, I enjoy the movie theater experience. I think that streaming services are going to have to discount or just stop charging for new movies altogether and just release them. Because listen to me, seriously, like, what buffoon is going to want to pay for pay movie theater prices to sit at home?
You'd be surprised.
We didn't have any other option during COVID when everything was shut down, but I think you're a sucker. I think you are an absolute sucker if you pay $30 for a movie theater, movie theater prices to see a movie and not go to a movie theater.
Here's the thing, Sam. You're right. Mm-hmm. there's lots of suckers out there.
That's really sad.
Look at the people who went and fucking bought Mulan before it like got put on Disney Plus for free, or like
see, but like
Soul.
we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice. It was either like you watch this new, and also like Soul and Mulan had like representation aspects to it. Like people wanted to see these movies to see what they did with like the respective cultures that they touch on and have to do with, but. We also didn't have a choice. Like movie theaters were closed. It's like, you want to watch this movie? Well, the only way to do it is to pay $30 on Disney Plus.
Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I don't think you're wrong. Obviously, I would like to hope that people would just go back to movie theaters. But the reason why I think companies like Disney are just going to keep both options around is because it's a win-win for them.
No, listen. You're not listening to me. Like, people are going to want to stay at home and like stream the movie in streaming services, and I think that streaming services aren't going to get rid of the payment thing where you have to like pay to see a new movie. I just think it shouldn't cost $30. It should come down after COVID. Make it like knowing Disney Plus are gonna make it like $24.99.
Well, no, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sam. Like it's okay, fine. Like you're talking from a very like moral standpoint.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that like these are massive capitalist
Disney.
companies,
this
right?
Is the mouse we're talking
so
about.
I'm talking
here.
like I don't agree with this, but I'm speaking from like a capitalist perspective of like if it's $29.99 to watch this brand new movie at home on a streaming service, and roughly about the same price, including popcorn, to like go to the movie theater and like watch a movie. Like that's a win-win for Disney if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
they're not losing any money by doing that.
From a capitalist perspective, yeah. But I just think I would like to hope that the general public won't fall for that.
Sure.
That they'll look at the price of going to a movie theater, and like you realize that you're paying that money to like quote unquote have the movie theater experience, and be like, well, I'm not getting the movie theater experience, so I don't want to pay movie theater prices.
That's fair.
I don't want to pay, like, fine, I get it, like it's a spanking new movie, it's not gonna come out on the streaming service for free, which I think is kind of bullshit because you pay for streaming services. I think that you're not really getting it for free, you pay for this service. But regardless, I understand you don't like the same amount of money that I spend to watch Lizzie McGuire at like on demand should not be the same amount that I'm paying for a spanking new movie.
Yeah, because the creators all the money when a new movie comes out, there's a reason why it costs what it does. Yeah, right. Like there's costs that need to be recuperated and things like that.
Yeah, so I understand like paying for it, but paying $30 for it, that literally is a night out at the movies. Yeah. That's going out, spending gas money. Going to getting a change of scenery, the pleasure of a change of scenery.
The pleasure.
Like popcorn, drinks, entertainment, going out with your friends, like that whole thing. Maybe you go to the arcade and play some games, that whole thing. I could get that for $30 if you don't get the large popcorn, which I think everybody needs to learn is that you can ask for a small popcorn. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, not for anything, Sam. Like God bless you. Like I don't think you're wrong.
Like what movie theater are you going to?
Where the fuck are you going? Like there's only Cineplex. It's like what are you gonna go to? Like what's that other one in Kitchener?
Princess.
The other one, Landmark.
Yeah,
like the big chain one.
Yeah,
like they're a little cheaper. It's not that cheaper though.
That's the other thing too. I also want to support the independent movie theaters in my town that we have, like the Princess, like the Apollo, and
I'm dying to go back to the Princess, man.
Yeah,
like because they show great little more indie films, right?
Big time, yeah.
Like it's funny. It's like I love how we say like like this small theater shows indie films, and they do. Yeah. But then we go and it's like an A24 film, and it's like this isn't really like it's not like an indie film.
And it's so weird though because and maybe it's just because like. Maybe I know that the Princess at one time had like a deal with Cineplex, so I don't know what was going on there, but like in my town, I don't think movies like mid-90s, for example, were at the Cineplex. They were at the Princess. Like Cineplex didn't show those. Cineplex shows like blockbuster films. They show like the big like Universal, Disney, like
the Avengers, Marvel shit. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like the big time studio, like Warner Brothers films, like the big studio films, and then like things like A24 or like what's Jordan Peele saying, like Monkey Paw or whatever it's called. Monkey's Paw, and like what's the one that does all the horror movies? The other one. Bloomhouse, yeah. Those films tend to go to the Princess, like the art house movie theaters.
It's funny because it's funny. Okay, so I'm getting a little off topic, but like the thing I think is hilarious about like Monkey's Paw and like A24 and even Bloomhouse is that like they might have the aesthetic of something that's lower budget, but they're not actually lower budget. Like at all.
No.
Are they being made with $300 million like some of these like massive big 3 studio films? Like, no, of course not. But at the same time, like they're not made with like an iPhone.
They're not dinky little.
These are like the higher like A-list actors and shit. Like
if the world were open right now, The Princess would be showing Nomadland and Cineplex would not.
Sure.
To put it that way.
And it's backwards in Mississauga because we actually have one of the biggest Cineplexes in Ontario.
Yeah.
So we get all kinds.
Yeah, but like your movie theaters, you have like 20 screens
something
at the Winston
like that.
Churchill location.
Probably adding more too.
And like the one in my town has like 12,
something like that.
I think, like 6 on each side. It's significantly smaller, so the movies tend to get dispersed. But I appreciate that because it's more reason. It's like, oh, okay, I can't see mid-90s at Cineplex. Like it's not going to happen. I have to go to the Princess. I have to support this locally owned, like independent movie theater.
Well, you talked about movie theater experiences, right? And I think that is definitely what makes going to a movie theater worth it.
Yeah.
I realized something in quarantine, kind of tying it back to the theme of the episode, is that like as much as I love watching movies, I really liked going to the theater, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, like
I really do.
All of my movie knowledge, like truth be told, like I love movies, but I'm not a movie guy. I'm not like a film guy, right? So all of my movie knowledge is from like 2010 to now.
Right.
Because that's when I started going to movie theaters.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of movies in that time frame.
Yeah.
But I tend to not go back, really.
Yeah, my motivation for watching new movies is like literally movie nights with my friends. It's my friends going like, hey, does anybody want to see, or like what I started doing shortly before quarantine happened is because like my friends tend to pussyfoot a little bit. But
pussies
with plans.
Brad.
But like I would say, hey, everybody, I'm going to see this movie on this day at this time.
Yeah.
Who wants to come with me? And then we would all go together. And like that was my motivation for seeing movies. This past year and a bit where it's been like the movie's on X streaming service, go watch it. Haven't done it. Like I'm very behind on my films.
Well, why would you, not for anything, but why would you, like we talked about earlier, why would you drop $30 to watch Soul when it's like, if you read the fucking subtext, it's like, yeah, it'll be on the service for quote unquote free in like 3 months.
Yeah.
So cool. So in 3 months it comes out.
I will watch it.
Yeah. Like as good as Soul looks, and I've heard it's amazing.
And then
I've
honestly,
yet to watch it.
Those 3 months come and go, and I forget.
Yeah.
I fucking forget.
But it's on streaming service now. I think we can just watch it for free.
Yeah.
That and Onward.
When?
2 Disney movies I've been meaning to watch. And Kong vs. Zilla.
Yeah.
But regardless.
And Nomadland and Promising Young Woman and
all of the Oscar stuff.
Sound of Metal and
a single Oscar
like
film
fucking,
this year.
Yeah.
But you and I would have done that if it wasn't pandemic. Like
literally.
We would have probably spent like up leading into the Oscars seriously like every weekend going to see one of these movies.
Yes.
Like bare minimum.
I would have seen bare minimum like 3 out of the 5 Best Picture noms by now at the very least. I can never catch up completely, but I always see like 2, maybe 3 of them.
Oh, I mean, I still quote as like one of the best years of our life and relationship was when you and I think it was like the 2018 Oscars. Watched just about every single Best Picture nomination.
Yeah, it was the year Moonlight won.
Yeah.
We were pretty caught up on that.
Except for Call Me By Your Name. That's the one that's the only one we didn't see.
I still really want to see.
I've heard it's great. I've yet to see it though.
But yeah, no, definitely looking forward to going back to the movies. I did look at the expanse of time that we just spent talking about it. Clearly it's important to us. I really can't. I need the movie theater experience back.
And I got bare scene points now.
Yeah, that's true.
From just like...
I was just thinking like, how am I going to afford a movie night? And it's like, damn, son, I got hella scene points.
Yeah, I got bare scene points.
Man,
building the studio, dude.
Scene has been emailing me to be like, so you can spend your scene points on like Uber Eats and like have a movie night in. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm waiting for the movie theaters to open again. And get the fuck out of here, mate. I'm not wasting my scene points at Kelsey's. Get the fuck out of here.
No way. Non sequitur here.
Stop talking to me about that.
Talking about guppies. If you get movie theater popcorn on Uber Eats, you're a fucking loser.
Well, that's what I was... Okay, that was sort of my second point to like don't make people pay to stream new movies. Because like, if you think about it, okay, so you spend $30 on the movie and then you're at home. And then let's say like you really want to have like the movie theater experience and you're like, I can do this at home. So you Uber Eats in Cineplex popcorn. You've just spent twice the amount of money. Because it's like $27 to get popcorn sent to your house. Like movie theater pop for movie night at home. So you're actually spending more money because you've just spent $30 to watch a new movie on, say, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And then you're spending another $30 to get popcorn, and you're probably buying more than one. It's like $27 for like one large popcorn on Uber Eats.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
That's before delivery and tax.
Yeah. Say you want to get like more than one popcorn for like family night or whatever. Like you've just spent triple, maybe quadruple the amount of money on movie night in. Go to the fucking movies.
At that point.
Go to the movies.
Well, I mean, the sad reality of that is
Stay
that
at home.
They
we can
wouldn't
get it at home.
The sad reality is that they wouldn't do that if people didn't do it.
Yeah.
And so people obviously do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure, in this quarantine, they definitely did it more, which fair, because we were quarantined. You can't go to the movie theater. But if you want, okay, also, another layer to this, I just realized, say you don't spend the money and you make just like Orville Redenbacher's like microwave popcorn at home. That sucks.
I don't know about that.
Microwave, listen, instead of like going to the movie theater and having this nice whole experience, you sit at home and you pop a bag of Orville Redenbacher's.
Dude, I can guarantee you that I can make you popcorn at home that would taste just like or if close to the movie theater popcorn.
I don't know, man. Everybody says that, and I have yet to experience it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I experienced it once. My mom bought this contraption called a Whirly Pop, which is actually really fantastic. And with the Whirly Pop, when you buy a new one, they give you like a bag of popcorn with like movie theater like seasoning, like sure. Butter on top you like squeeze on top, but you only get 2 packets.
Oh yeah.
And once it's done, it's gone.
Right.
So like,
I mean, just I'll be honest with you, like in my opinion, you can make popcorn better than the movie theater. It's just pop some popcorn, whether you use the fucking whirly gig or use the microwave, and melt some butter on the stove. It's
not the same.
And put it over with some salt and toss it.
It's good, but it is not the same.
Sure, okay, I can acquiesce to that, but it's good. Like it's just as good.
But it's not. No, it's not just as good. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a good different in the sense that it doesn't taste bad. Popcorn that you make personally. I love air pop popcorn, stovetop popcorn, delicious.
Air fried popcorn.
It is not movie theater popcorn. Okay, you don't get those yellow kernels with the shit on it. Whatever it is they put on it, that mysterious yellow goop, the mixture of like butter and salt and something else.
The popcorn topping.
Yeah,
because they can't call it butter.
No, not that. I'm talking about even before you put the topping on. When it's in the popper, there is some kind of yellow goop. It's like a mixture of butter and salt and something else, maybe like canola oil.
Some patent fucking
mixture that makes some of the kernels yellow, and it's like that alone. Like honestly, sometimes I don't even put butter on my popcorn or butter topping or whatever because it's enough to just have the like yellow seasoning that they put automatically on every single mix of movie theater popcorn. And it's not the same and you can't recreate it at home. I don't know what it is, but you cannot recreate it at home. It has to be factory made.
Oh,
and you have to go to a movie theater to get it.
Fucking processed. It's probably just like butter chunks that they like scrape off, like you have a butter churning machine.
Yeah.
And they get the butter out.
Yeah.
The shit that's left.
Yeah.
They scrape it off.
Crap that's left.
That's
like the hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Butter.
It's the fucking the goddamn like Mountain Dew of just like it's just what's left over. Like you just mix it all together.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, something new.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, movie theaters, that's a good answer. Yeah. I personally am going to go to a restaurant. Probably sushi.
Yeah. No, I'm going to make it my personal mission to support every Asian-owned restaurant because holy fuck, your labor and your skill, I missed it.
Oh yeah,
during this pandemic.
Sushi.
I missed pho. I missed sushi. I wanted to try hot pot. Like, what else did you miss during this pandemic?
I mean, there's a bunch of Asian style dishes that I've just been meaning to try, like legitimately. Like, I would love to go somewhere and get like genuine katsu.
Yes.
Or ramen even.
Yes. Yes, real ramen.
Just and noodles in general. Just go. I want to go. Look, we order in Asian food from time to time, but I want to go to like an actual establishment and like order a meal and like have it be brought to me. And like, of course, I want to go to sushi because all you can eat sushi was something I did like every couple of weeks. You and I would go to all you can eat sushi like rather frequently.
Yes.
Spend that money. It's worth it. And then like I've just missed the restaurant experience. Talk about experiences in the movie theater. Like I miss going to a restaurant, sitting down, you get a drink, you conversate, you talk with your friends.
Yeah.
You know,
Get a nice atmosphere.
Enjoy the atmosphere. There's like the sound of bustling and conversations and utensils clinking and clacking, and you know, your food comes and you get to feel the excitement of like, I'm just getting hungry enough to be like, where's my food? And then restaurants are a well-run restaurant anyway, will time that correctly where it's like, oh, I'm so hungry. But then like your food comes, you're excited and it looks so good. You know, like I love going to restaurants. It was probably going to restaurants is like top 3 favorite things to do.
Absolutely.
I can make an evening about going to a restaurant. I'd go to a restaurant and have that be the thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go to restaurants and then something else. Yeah. I could just as easily like fuck that other thing and take the money you would spend doing that other thing and go to a nicer restaurant.
Go ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go to fucking Famoso, which I'm aware is a chain, but like is delicious.
Yeah.
And get the 8 prosciutto wrap matzo balls as opposed to the 4, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, bring it.
Keep it
bring
coming.
It up. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
Can I get the bottomless prosciutto wrap matzo balls? That's not a thing.
They really should make them bottomless.
Oh, that would
really
be such a ridiculous expense.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I would
prosciutto is so expensive.
Yeah, you're right. I would buy it though. I would buy it.
But going to restaurants, man, I gotta think like the first place I'm going to go to.
I seriously think like sushi.
Sushi, for
like,
sure.
All you can eat sushi.
Probably Sushi Stars then.
Yeah,
in Kitchener. Shout out to Kitchener Waterloo Sushi Stars.
Yes.
Sushi. You know what? I talking about sushi experiences. At every all-you-can-eat sushi place that I've ever been to, at some point the restaurant silently cuts you off, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I get it because they're
you want to get tables out the door.
I understand. However, it says on your door right there, all you can eat. And like, I'm not asking for like 90 fucking dragon rolls.
Yeah.
I just want sushi.
Yeah.
Like rice and fish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's not like, I order in bulk, right? Because I do in waves.
Yeah.
Typically I get to the 3rd wave and I'm like, all right, let's get something sweet. Cool off a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And you get in the car, you're like,
oh, I miss sushi tummy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I miss it so much.
My favorite.
Like rolling out of the restaurant, you kind of like walk out of the restaurant like with your food baby first, and just like
you feel like a fucking anime character.
Beauregard ass out of there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like fucking Goku leaving a sushi place because I'm always like eating a ridiculous amount of food and like stacking up the plates and I'm like, just keep them coming.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time you and I went to Kanda Sushi in Mississauga, which is a great sushi place. And you and I had smoked beforehand because, you know, if you're going to go all you can eat sushi, you may as well go all out. And we had actually eaten so much that we had come down completely.
Yeah.
And was just like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah. Just ate my way out of it.
It was great though.
Yeah, totally.
Miss those experiences, man. I'm gonna be so nice to wait staff when we get back.
I mean, like I always was.
I know, but I'm gonna be like twice as nice. I'm gonna be like, how have you been?
Yeah.
What's your name? Shirley?
Well, it's like for them, it never stopped, right?
Yeah.
Like it never stopped. People didn't stop ordering out. So, you know, we're all going to be celebrating, woohoo, the world is open again, we can go out again. But they're like, we never stopped dealing with you motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's been this way, bro.
It's been like this for us. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that, not that I never did beforehand, because like I've worked in foods and I've, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm also just a decent person.
No, fucking toot your own horn, Sam. Jesus Christ.
But, more on that in a second. But like, it's just like, these are our frontline workers, and we can never forget that they were there for us.
Yep. Post-quarantine, we have to remember all this.
They were there for, honestly, like, they did make me feel better than any politician in this entire thing ever has.
Looking at you, Doug. Continue.
So, like, you know, I hate to be all like, oh, like, waitresses are braver than the troops, but, like, anybody who, you know, was a food service or retail employee during this pandemic, like, you literally upheld society. You kept our morale going. You know, you were there for us at our lowest, you were there for us at our highest, and you will be there afterwards. And I just think that you deserve the world. And like, I will do everything in my power to make sure they have a good experience.
We're gonna tip like 50% from now on.
I'm gonna fight so that restaurants can't underpay you in the first place.
I mean, that's how it should be.
It would be nice if we could get a raised minimum wage and then service staff then get that wage.
Right.
I would like to see that happen.
But yeah, on that note though, in terms of like restaurants I definitely want to go to, like I obviously mentioned sushi.
Yeah.
Probably Sushi Stars or Kanda if we're in Mississauga. Then I gotta get some pizza. Some nice. Neapolitan Famoso stone oven pizza, or anywhere really. I'm not married to Famoso as much as I love it. Afterwards, I would love to get some kind of Mexican food. It'd be nice. Go and get some taquitos or something. You know, really mix it up, and then try some foods that I've never actually been to a sit down place before. I've gotten like takeout or like at friends' houses.
Yeah,
like want to go to like Indian cuisine, Thai cuisine. You know,
yeah, totally.
Just more stuff. I like now that quarantine is almost done. Any restaurant that survived this is getting my business.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. Like, I want to go, I want to sit down, I want to eat at your restaurant, and I want you to tell me, like, hey, what's the best thing on this menu?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it to me. Bring me two.
Yeah.
Like, I want it.
Absolutely.
You know? I'm gonna fucking triple my weight, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fuck, dude.
I'm gonna get fucking fat.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be lit is where it's gonna be.
And you're all just gonna have to deal with it. I also can't wait to thrift shop more. I wanted to get into thrift shopping before the pandemic, and I discovered a bunch of thrift shops during the pandemic that had to pivot to online. Thrift shops and like, what's it called? Places like Plato's Closet, consignment stores, where they have like higher end stuff, but at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Yeah, stores like that I really want to check out. I learned that there's a bunch of locally owned ones. There's a black owned one called Artisanal Design Company in KW that I want to check out. And that's black owned. And yeah, I really want to change my style up.
Why not?
Yeah. I want to like,
mix it up.
Well, first of all, like I'm actually kind of on trend, not on trend, but I'm on par with the Gen Zers. And like, I want to get rid of skinny jeans and start wearing some more like relaxed fit jeans and just
is
like
that a thing?
Not even just denim. Yeah, apparently it's like a millennial thing to wear skinny jeans.
Am I on trend?
It's like unfashionable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of the curve. Who knew?
But yeah, just like not denim or restrictive pants. If you do wear denim, like more relaxed fits, not skinny jeans, like mom jeans, boyfriend jeans, like or like thin, or what is it?
Bell bottoms.
Like fit cut, but not like skinny, not like suction cup to your skin.
I don't know what skinny jeans are like. I've never been able to fit into a single pair. I've never been able to fit into a single pair of skinny jeans.
Crazy.
So, I mean, it's not that crazy.
I
look at me.
all the guys that I know growing up always wore skinny jeans. It was a thing to wear girls' jeans.
Sam, you have to understand, like, they don't make skinny jeans that fit me.
I know.
Right?
Yeah,
it's a crux of the issue here.
I know, but I knew kids your size who wore skinny jeans.
Yeah. I was also, I've never considered myself fashionable growing up. There's nothing about the clothes I wore. Yeah. Well, it's not something that was important to me till much later. And now I'm kind of figuring out my style.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing I just don't have that many clothes.
Yeah.
Just sort of in general.
But yeah, no, I want to emerge from quarantine with a new fashion. With
a new glow.
A new glow.
Yeah.
A new style.
A new strut in your walk. A new strut in your step.
New looks.
New you.
Yes.
New teen, new me.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, think a little bit bigger. What's the next big thing you're looking forward to? Like, not small scale, not going to restaurants, not going to movies. Like, what's the next big thing post-quarantine that you're looking forward to the most?
I want to jumpstart my career in a big way.
Oh, that's interesting.
I feel like I made so much headway in this pandemic just with like social distancing that it's like, imagine if you let me loose in the real world.
Yeah.
What can I do?
The damage you'll cause, the pain and suffering. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
But no, like once I can go out and do things, I want to not hold back, you know? We kind of want to touch on this later, but you know, I took some time during quarantine to really reflect, and I realized that I have a lot to offer, and I have a skill and I can do it well, and no more being shy. I want to go to Toronto and see what opportunities are there. What can I make for myself, and see what I can make happen, you know? I want to just like really put myself out there,
yeah,
and see what I can create and with whom, you
There
know,
you go.
because I made a bunch of connections and I want to take advantage of them and like see what I can create.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I mean, I was going to say like going to a cottage or something. Like that's what I was thinking of.
Immediately
along
going
the lines.
You're like the opposite. I want to work. You want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just because like this has been very stressful, right? It's to everyone.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nice to cut loose because like it's not like you and I have stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped working for maybe 3 months.
wouldn't
You not
even-
at all, really.
Yeah.
Like I was off work for maybe two and a half months,
Right.
and then I went back to my retail job,
Right.
and then I quit my retail job
And you've been
to do
working
this
ever
full
since.
time.
Yeah.
And like, I really do this all the time, you
Yeah.
know? And like, unfortunately, you know, with how slow the process is, it doesn't always feel or look like there's much to show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to fucking kicking it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Going to a cottage with my friends and like enjoying the sunlight and like sitting somewhere quiet and reading a book stress-free where I don't have to worry about the pressures I put on myself
Yeah.
to get my career off the ground.
Yeah.
But after that, then I want to do what you want to do. You know, get out and meet some people.
Yeah.
You know, just really, you know, keep doing what I'm doing, which is work on my craft and my artistic package. It's a phrase that you and I have been using lately.
Yeah.
You
Our
know,
multi-hyphenates.
or beef it up even more
Yeah.
and keep that train a chugging and just hit the ground running, you know? Say yes to everything.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
fuck it, why not?
Absolutely. No, I can't wait. It's going to be lit. It's going to be dope. I want to make some money. Make some money so I can afford all these restaurants that you want to go to.
Yeah, no kidding. Someone has to pay for it.
Everyone's, yeah. I guess so.
So what are some
Maybe
quarantine
sugar
habits, Sam, that
mama?
are here to stay?
I think video chatting.
Me too.
It's here to
That's what I was
stay.
going to say.
Just straight up, like, if you can't or if you're too lazy to go out, video chat.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
If you and your
Like-
friends can't get together one weekend for whatever reason, but you have a couple of hours in the evening, video chat.
Video chat, you know? As much as it's a pain in the ass and, you know, like Zoom delay and all that stuff is frustrating and, you know, it doesn't feel human. It has been nice to, I mean, like the extent to which you can use video chatting and like the way that we've gotten used to using it. I feel like even if like one person can't be in the room, we're also used to video chatting that like someone can be like, I can't physically get there, but I'll call in.
Yeah.
Say you have like an in-person D&D session and it's like, I can't be there in person, but I'll call in.
Ooh, that would be hard. But yeah.
You know,
Possible.
we're used to it. You know, it's something we can't handle. And, you know, like there have been so many opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of career-wise because it all takes place online. So I don't have to like go into Toronto for it.
Right.
I don't have to like travel for it at all. And once you take that out of the picture, things surprisingly become very doable. You know?
Yeah.
Like, when I did tent this time last year, kind of, I like, if it was in person, I would have had to drive into Toronto every day, or I would have had to like, you know, like come here for like the month, the few weeks that we did it for, and then like commute into the city every day to be able to do it. That would have, you know, impacted whether or not I wanted to apply. But because it was online and I could just sit at home and call into it, it was very easy. You know, it's too bad that I couldn't meet all those wonderful people in person. I do want to do that one day. If any of my tent friends are listening to this, I want to meet you all. But yeah, no, like the accessibility aspect to it is just, I don't think we can drop it.
No,
after this is done.
it's become a part of the social norms.
Yeah.
Because even you think about it, like if you scale it up, right? You think about like a business, right?
Yeah.
You think about like they probably did this pre-pandemic, where it's like you have a meeting, but someone works from home.
Yeah.
Well, they're at the meeting now because they're being called in.
No more conferences. You know how like, I guess, well, your parents never really had a job that required this, but my mom, when I was a kid, would have to like travel for conferences. She went to like Nova Scotia. She had to go to New York. She had to go to Vancouver.
They did that at EB.
And it's like, you have to like go somewhere and it's like save the travel costs.
Yeah.
And just
call people in. Yeah.
Just call people in.
It'd be a lot easier to just phone call me, to fucking video call me.
You really can do huge conferences online. Like there's really no reason to drag everybody out to one city to do it, you know? Like
Yeah.
you're all just going to sit in a room and listen to one person talk at a time anyways.
Yeah.
Just do it online.
Right.
Don't make people travel.
That's fair.
Don't make people leave. Don't make people have to, you know, arrange for childcare. Like just let people stay at home.
Yeah.
And even just working in general. Like it'll be interesting to see because I know some people are anxious to go back to offices. Some people appreciated the change of space. That's the way some people work. They have to separate, I'm that way. I have to go somewhere separate from my room, my domicile, to a place that is designated to work in.
Yeah, you sleep here, you work here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people appreciate being able to stay home. So I don't think we'll do away with offices completely, but it'll be interesting to see how it changes and how the workforce seemingly pivots, hopefully, once the world is a little bit more open.
I think a lot of places will continue to do work from home.
Yeah. I know my mom is never leaving her work from home office.
Well, why,
She's
right?
not.
I mean, there's also so many companies that probably realize, like, oh, wait, like we can save a ton of money on not having a property and just having people work from home, and we don't lose efficiency. If anything, I think a lot of companies are probably seeing their efficiency go up.
Yeah.
Because if you're working from home and you're done work, you close your laptop and you're at home.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to fucking drive.
Commuting is done.
40 minutes in rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
You know, give yourself an ulcer on the way home. You just get to be home. And that's a huge up. Like, I technically work from home now, what with my voice acting and illustration and all of that. And like, I don't want to change this.
Yeah.
If I can make this more lucrative, which is obviously a part of the plan, like, great.
Yeah.
I would love to have 4 or 5 o'clock every day, be like, oh, that was a good day. Like,
absolutely.
Close Clip Studio Paint and Audacity and fucking
go upstairs and just hang out.
Hang out with my parents, you know, like, or, you know, eventually you.
Yeah.
You know? One of these damn days.
Please. Yeah.
But
definitely.
So I think that's going to be, in the interest of not wanting to repeat your answer, I think that's something that for me that I've developed during quarantine that's here to stay is just my routine, my daily routine. Because, you know, as with everyone at home, I'm sure, you hit real low lows and then you kind of reach like a mid, and then I hit like a lower low than I thought, and I kind of like rode that low for like so low, in fact, that I didn't even know I was that low until recently. But now I'm on the up again. And I think this up is going to go higher than previous ups.
Yeah. Well, it helps that you're halfway vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a part. I mean, there's that, but there's also just like in terms of my own like personal improvement, like exercising daily and waking up early and eating a good breakfast. Like, they're all small things that you really don't think would attribute to how well the rest of your day goes, but it totally does. Totally does.
Totally.
If you can get a routine going and keep that routine going, you'll see improvement in your life, especially if you're an artist like us. Like, you know, I've seen improvement in my visual art, right?
Yeah.
I've seen improvement in my voice acting.
Yeah. Just
because these are daily efforts.
Well, you can, it's a muscle that you need to work.
Yeah.
And you have been able to have the time to work it.
Absolutely.
So, like, why not keep it?
Well, I mean, of course, especially because this is technically my full-time job.
Yeah.
You know.
It's been nothing but good.
So,
your drawing has improved. Your voice acting has improved. Like, I mean, like, you got an agent this year. Like, you did that in the middle of a pandemic,
right?
You know, like,
yeah, I mean, and like, so that's it really. Just kind of like those are quarantine habits that are here to stay. I mean, something that I think is definitely going to change. I think I'm going to be far less, like you mentioned, far less introverted from now on.
I don't know about that's a question. That's a question.
Because I have thoughts. So like, before the pandemic and also during the pandemic, even right now, like, I am an introvert. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be an extrovert all of a sudden.
No, I'm not changing.
not in that way. Yeah. But the quarantine has really put it into perspective for me that, like, I really do need social interaction.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been someone who thought, like, if push came to shove, like, I really could just be by myself for long periods of time. And that's not untrue, but there's definitely a limit. You know, I've reached the bottom of that barrel. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, there is a bottom. Who knew? And I'm also just more interested in being out and being social, right? Like, we talked about this many podcasts ago, the idea of, like, if I was to, like, I think also has to do with my own self-consciousness, but I think, like, many years ago, if I was to run into someone I used to know in, like, high school or even elementary school, like, I'd probably, like, avoid them or something. I'd probably, like, duck my head and run away. But nowadays, I'm actually interested. I'm actually like, well, what have you been up to? Yeah. You know, because fuck all that old insecure shit, right? Like, it's been almost 10 years since we graduated high school. No one, and I mean no one, is the same as they were in high school. So I'm just keeping that in mind. I'm going to hopefully say yes to more things. Yeah.
See, like, my whole thing is that there is a part of me that is simply excited for the world to open back up again so everybody else can go outside and I can stay inside by myself.
Right.
You know, like, I will have houses to myself again. I really like, and maybe this is just, you know, it's a factor of, like, living with our parents, right? It's nice and you feel independent because, you know, some nights mom would be out, so like I have time to like make my own dinner, do laundry the way I want, and I can like, because sometimes some days I just can't seem to be able to walk past my mother without her needing something from me. And that's not a gripe per se. It is a gripe, but it's not like it happens.
Yeah.
It's annoying, and I live with my mother, so I have to deal with it. Like, it's just
a reality.
The way of the world. It's a reality. When she's out, I don't have to, so I don't have to deal with that. I can do things exactly the way I want to do them. And I'm really looking forward to the world opening up again so that I can start doing that more regularly.
Having more house to yourself more often.
She is going to go out more. I know this.
Oh, your mom is going to be gone 90% of the year now.
Yeah. My mom, before COVID, had an excellent social life. Golfing every week, drinks with friends, meeting up with old coworkers, like, you know, her best friend, like, they would have like family gatherings and she was always included in those, so she would go to those things. And it's just like, you know,
same with my parents.
have that. Yeah, exactly. Your parents went out all the time with their friends.
Actually, no, our parents usually invite people over here.
This is true. This is very true. But I think when the world opens up again, your parents are not going to be able to stay at home.
My parents, if we're talking about things we've learned during the quarantine, I think my parents have learned that they are more introverted than they've ever given themselves credit for.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and I'm not going to get into this because, you know, who knows who's going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But like, I think a lot of people have realized who their true friends are during quarantine.
Yeah.
Part of the things that we've learned, you know?
Exactly. So they're not going to go out with the same people because they realize that they don't like the same people that they did before quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe some friendships they were merely tolerating. As was I, so were you.
I think everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone has those friends where it's like, have you really spoken much in the past month?
And when you
months or so?
when you did speak, what did you talk about?
Was it substantial?
Was it?
Is the answer no?
I probably.
they're your acquaintance.
Yeah.
They're like fringe friends that you just like have on the outside.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm somebody's fringe friend, so
I'm somebody's fringe friend for sure.
You know, and I know it. So, whatever.
Actually,
Say Levy. It's the way she goes.
In the same vein of the conversation talking about like things we learned during quarantine, I learned that having friends for specific things is awesome.
Yeah.
I love having friends that talk to me about one thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand, like, maybe it comes off as a little shallow, but like, I love getting into it with friends. Like, dude, did you read One Piece this week?
Yeah.
And I get to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know, my core friends, well, we have similar interests. At the end of the day, aren't into everything we're all into.
Yeah, you're
right?
quite different people.
You know, and like at the end, we're also a bunch of snobs. So like when we get together and talk, it's usually like critical and like we like to really get into it.
It's
and like
snobbery against snobbery.
You know, that's the appeal of that though, right? Those are my best friends, right? We have those conversations.
Yeah.
So when someone is just like, dude, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was lit.
Awesome.
And I get to be like, it was lit.
Because this was lit, and this was lit, and this was lit, and this was lit.
You know? And then
everything was great.
And then versus my conversation with my friends where it's a bit more analytical, where we're like, yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good. I thought the 6th episode was like whatever, but like, you know, like it was still good. But with other specific friends like that, I get to be like, yeah, dude, when he showed up with the shield, and the wings, bro. You know, but I love that though.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
I want to explore more of that with people, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially with our Discord. Like the people in the Chill Spot Discord, shout out to y'all. I don't think any of you listen to the podcast.
No.
But with the many chats we have in the Chill Spot Discord, it's just that all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Totally.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, like, see, I'm kind of the opposite where it's like, I realize this is all in my play.
Oh my God.
I realized that I was compartmentalizing my friends where it's like, I would rather just like be who I am around the same people all the time.
Sure.
You know?
That's fair.
It's like, Sam is who she is, and if she references something, but it ties into the topic that we're talking about, you know, if I make like a hip hop reference in like a gaming chat with my gaming friends, then like guess what? Like you know that
that's
about
the way
me.
it
I'm not gonna hide it away. But I think I was doing it to like the nth degree. You're not like hiding anything with these friends that you talk about one thing with. Like you're always the same, no matter what.
If they ask me
just like
about other things,
you're not gonna waste time being like, hey, so did anybody read the latest One Piece thing with like your best friend who doesn't read manga?
No.
Like you're not gonna do that.
And you know what? Like
you're gonna go to the person that you know is gonna be excited about it.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly
so that you can have that good feeling.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also like a lot of these friends I have where I talk about one thing are also usually like online friends. Like and which is another thing like that's really changed about my life.
Yeah.
Is the idea that like I have people who I talk to online whom I've never met in person.
That's
some of them.
another thing that I'm keeping around.
Online friends.
Yeah, online friends.
Totally.
Like I never had internet friends. And like I had friends who had internet friends, like they had both, they had their real life friends and then their internet friends. And they're like, this is so-and-so. I met them over, MSN or whatever, through Gaia Online or something, Habba Hotel, as you do.
AOL.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, like this is my friend. Like they're my friend. And I'm like, I have no doubt that they're your friend, but I don't have anyone like that. I have never, like I played with strangers on the internet through like, RuneScape and Habba Hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never like talked to them or like took the chat to another situation. You like tell them everything about yourself and they tell you everything about themselves. Like I never ever had that. But through the beauty of Twitch streaming, I genuinely feel like I have internet friends who I really like and I'm willing to share things about myself with, and I'm fucking keeping them. You're all stuck with me. Sorry about it. Sorry about it. But you're stuck with me, and I really, really value that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, internet friendship is something else, man. Navigating it has been such an interesting experience. I think that's another podcast episode, actually.
online interactions.
We can go more into that on a later date. But I'm keeping my internet friends. That's been a what's it called? A development in quarantine that is staying.
A great silver lining, so to speak.
A beautiful silver lining.
Because there's, at the end of the day, like this is something interesting, right? Because I've talked to a few friends and acquaintances about this thing where obviously the quarantine has been bad, obviously. No one's had like a universally positive experience, but no one's had a universally negative experience either. The people I talk to anyway.
Some people have had universally negative experiences.
Yeah, that's why I said the caveat of like the people I speak to.
Right.
Luckily, those in my circles, my many circles, are doing okay for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, they might have someone who got COVID and was scary, or like at worst, like someone's lost someone, and obviously that's tragic. But like at the end of the day, there's been positives and negatives to this, right? And I think that's something to remember leaving quarantine, right? Because otherwise you'll go insane, right? Like that's the short reality of it all.
Yeah. No, it's just that it's that thing about being an adult where you always keep in mind the bad, but you don't let it rule your life. You don't let it take over everything. You've just got to keep it in the back of your mind, be like, this happened. Never forget things like our government letting us down, but also don't forget the things that you learned.
Yeah.
That, that first, couple of months where we were like, holy shit, this is really serious. We were just like, what do I do? What do I want to do? What do I have? What am I grateful for? What do I need? That self-reflection period was much needed. And I'm grateful that we all got it.
Yeah, man.
Most of us.
Some of us. Not everyone.
Some of us got it.
Yeah.
Not everybody got it.
No, it's not universal.
No, it's not universal.
But I do think on that same vein, the pace of which the world has slowed to is something that I think is also going to be here for a while.
That's another thing that needs to stick around.
Is definitely the fact pace. That like we've realized as a society that it's okay to get things in 4 weeks as opposed to 2. You know what I mean? Like that's a broad thing to say, but like that's a lot of things, a lot of companies, a lot of people have realized that it's okay to slow down. Yeah. And slowing down, I think, has been great for a lot of people.
Yeah. Another habit that I definitely want to keep is that exact thing. Like something that I already was kind of like this in my personal life, at least. When it came to professional things, I was like, I want a response right away. But in my personal life, it was like, listen, if we're just shooting the shit, I don't care when you answer me. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to take it personally if we're talking about different flavors of potato chips and you read the message and you don't respond to it for like 2 weeks.
Who cares? Yeah.
It's fine. It's nothing important. It's not pressing. And I incorporated that into sort of my professional life, and I really want to keep it.
I agree.
I actually had a really good experience today. My writing partner needed some time to just like recuperate from something, and I checked in with him and I just said, hey, just checking in. Like, this was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not the Tuesday, because we're recording this on a Thursday, so like not this Tuesday that passed, but the one before that. I was like, hey, I know you're going through some stuff. I'm just checking in. If you want, I can take over the work for this week, and we don't have to meet this Thursday. Like, what's up? And he was like, yeah, actually, I could use a week off. So we took the week off, and then the next Tuesday, I checked in again, and I was like, hey, how's it going? Are we good to meet this Thursday? Where are you at? And he was like, I'm good. And then, guess what? We finished our outline for the third draft of the play. We finished it. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't given him the time to mentally prepare and come back from what he was going through.
You might have damaged your working relationship, your personal relationship.
I wouldn't have damaged it, but I don't think we would have gotten as much done.
No.
Maybe we would have gotten like halfway through it because, you're dealing with that. And we're still very used to pushing through hard times and like working regardless. But
toughness is important.
We wouldn't have just like banged it out the way that we did. The quality of work that I got after, making space for my partner to have a break is substantial.
Yeah.
And I just think like, it didn't happen as quickly as I wanted it to, but the quality of work that I got in return was tenfold. And I just think if we as a society recognize that, then we'll see the quality of work that we get is so worth it.
I agree.
So worth it. I would love for our capitalist society to take that on. They're not going to, but I would love to see it.
You know what you understand? When it comes to like, minus maybe like pizza chains, that's why there's not a lot of like straight up Italian fast food. Yeah. Because Italians take their time doing everything.
It can't be rushed.
It can't be rushed.
It can't be rushed.
Pizza is the only thing they can make really quickly because pizza can be made really quickly.
Yes.
However,
dough can be preserved in like tomato sauce and all that.
Minus that, we should all be more like Italian people and just take our time. And you know what? If you need a nap, take one.
I need you to acknowledge the bias in this, though, because you are Italian.
Well, obviously.
I think everybody should be more like black people.
Everyone should be black Italians. They exist.
More mixed babies. More mixed babies. More mixed babies. But yeah, I just think we all can benefit from slowing down. And I don't think society's gonna fall apart. I feel like we run on this thing where it's like if we can work faster, then we will work faster because we all want everything faster. But it's like, do you really need this package in 2 days? Think about it. Do you need it or do you want it? So you will survive without it.
That's a big thing.
So it's like really okay. And you know what? If you need a part for work, guess what? You get to not work for, however many hours it takes until you get the part that you need. It's like, whatever. Congratulations. Chill. Congratulations.
Do something else then.
You did it. You got out of it. Like, it's really not the end of the world if you come to a halt. It's really not the end of the world.
I get the hesitancy though, and the only reason I say that is because like this other way we've been operating has been the status quo for so long.
Yeah.
And that we honestly think that like as human beings, if the status quo gets challenged, like that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I get the hesitancy, but I think it's working, guys.
Can it be scarier than a global pandemic that kills millions?
No.
It never will be that bad.
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse thing. I'm sorry. And I know that it can always get worse, but as of right now, I can't think of a single worse thing.
Pretty bottom of the barrel over here.
Yeah. Right? So, if in the future, you come to a halt because of, a delivery delay, just deal with it.
You know what?
Just accept the fact that you're not going to finish your project on time.
Oh, my
And then the person who's expecting the project needs to relax.
Oh, my thing's not going to get here for another 2 days. Well, there's this book I've been meaning to read. I think I'm going to read that book. Last thing before we end the podcast, Sam. What's the maybe one thing that you're honestly, genuinely nervous about the world returning to our quote-unquote new normal? Broadly, for me, things not working.
Yeah.
like vaccines not working. And then like a new strain comes out and we're all back to square one. Like
square one again.
That is honestly a worst case scenario. Yeah. I do not think that's going to happen.
No.
But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't nervous about it.
I mean, like, this is a nightmare scenario, so who says another nightmare scenario can't happen?
Yeah, really.
Right? Yeah. I am scared that we're going to go a little too wild and we're not going to remember how to treat each other well.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like because it's COVID and, we're, like, let's say best case scenario, we achieve herd immunity in Ontario, okay, where we live. Oh, we achieved herd immunity, so I'm gonna get all up in your face, and we're not gonna respect people's personal bubbles and stuff. And we're gonna be super rude and loud and obnoxious. Right. And it's like there are some things about the status quo, like you still gotta respect noise levels, you still gotta respect people's personal space, you still have to maintain a certain level of basic human decency once we're out and about with each other all over again. And I just want certain attitudes to stay the same once we get back out there. I'm afraid that there's going to be a lot of social unrest because everyone's going to be like, hey, what the fuck was that we just went through?
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good point.
And misbehave.
I think there's going to be, straight up, like, not to get doom and gloom right at the end, because at the end of what was ultimately a very positive podcast, I think there's going to be, like, lots of protest.
Yeah.
And, like, lots of unrest and lots of people, like, coming out and being like, cool, so now that we can all gather in one place, we need to talk about what the hell.
What the fuck that was.
Because that was some crazy shit.
And it's not, the worst thing in the world, because
it's going to cause a lot of good change.
A lot of these are conversations that needed to happen.
I agree. Totally
that have been needing to happen for a long time, and COVID just sort of highlighted it.
Dude, a lot of these conversations were happening.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic
on very,
hit.
very, very low level scales.
And then everyone had to be like, okay, so we got to put a pin in this.
Yeah.
While we deal with this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And now a year and a half later, we're on the other side. Oh, hey, pins. And you take them out, and you're like, oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. This. Like teachers' strikes, and maybe nurse and doctor strikes, and frontline workers strikes. And you know what? I support all of that. I'm like, strike. Really, like, go out and fight for your dollar, fight for your rights, because I'll be there.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking sign. I'll pick it with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
No, I absolutely 100% support you. And I think that you're totally right. Like, I think I went off about this in another podcast, but we need to stop talking. I feel like before the pandemic, there was a lot of talk that was like, well, I mean, like, there were the teachers were in the middle of protesting when COVID hit.
Right.
Like waves of walking off the job. And I supported it 100%. And I think that level of action needs to keep happening. We need to keep that same energy for lots of industries, because lots of industries where sort of like blue collar, like middle class and lower class level people were stuck in, quite frankly. We were talking about how they were being mistreated, but we weren't doing anything about it. And I want this post-COVID world to be about action. Sure. I don't want to talk theory. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk. I want to do.
I want to change.
I want to write to my representatives. I want to participate in protests.
Walk that walk.
I want to put the pressure on our representatives. You know what I want more than anything in this world?
What do you want? What do you really want?
I want the job of a politician to no longer be appealing to rich people.
Sure.
I don't want it to be a job that people like lawyers and business people want to take on. I want it to be something that like single moms want to and can take on. I want it to be a job that someone who has worked in fast food for 3 years feels like they want to take on. I want it to be somebody who is affected by the decisions that these people are making, and not just by rich people who want to maintain the status quo for themselves.
Right.
I want it with someone who understands what it's like to do a hard day's work, and come home and be tired and want something better for everybody, you know?
You want more AOCs.
Yeah, honestly.
She's exactly what you just described.
Yeah. I want a bartender for prime minister.
Why not?
I want that.
Why not?
Deeply.
You know what it is?
Deeply.
The thing, and we'll end the podcast after this. The thing that gets me about like people who go like, oh well, she's not qualified. It's like, yeah, but we don't know. We've never had it. So how can you say? It's like saying I fucking hate Brussels sprouts. It's like, well, have you had one?
You've never had Brussels sprouts.
No. Well, then how do you fucking know if you hate Brussels sprouts?
You don't know.
A woman can't lead the country? Well, has one? No. Not for a long time, anyway.
Not in Canada for a long time.
Yeah,
for like 3 months tops.
Yeah, and that was a specific, anyway.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So try it out.
Yeah.
What if it's great? What if it's
really,
what if having a woman for prime minister is like smoking weed every day?
It's also like,
it'd be great.
I don't know about that, but
it was a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you know, a woman for prime minister is like not what I'm going for. It's like, yeah, like women are overlooked for this job, but just because you're a woman doesn't mean you'll be a great prime minister. I'm just saying, open the doors to a woman who has the exact same qualifications as a man. There are women who've done exactly what Justin Trudeau did.
Sure.
Who have had all of his jobs, drama teacher, camp counselor, like who have had all of his jobs, therefore would make excellent prime ministers. It's just that they get overlooked because they're not a man. And it's like, let's just take the norm take the image of what a politician looks like in our heads out and put in a new one.
Yeah.
Because things need to change, and for that to change, we have to stop electing the same type of person.
You gotta roll the dice a little bit.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that much of a gamble.
Take a chance.
Just do it. Just
make
do it.
smarter decisions.
Just act. I'm sick of talking.
Yeah.
I'm sick of keyboard activism.
Oh, dude.
I'm sick of sitting in classrooms thinking with a bunch of people who have the privilege to sit around and think. I want to make things better who don't have the privilege to sit around and think. And I definitely want to be more active. Starting now, honestly, just like learning about what's going on in my city, learning about how I can make things better, and actively doing them.
Yeah.
What do I need to do to make things better for the people where I live? And like spreading that out.
A gripe that I had about something in Mississauga recently, and you were like, reach out, write to your representative.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, obviously, it didn't bother me enough because I don't remember what it was. But I really thought about that, and I was like, I really should do that.
You have the power to.
And I can.
You're a voting age.
As a matter of fact, I should do it this second, right? So, like, that's a change I'm going to be making for sure. It's just like, God, there's a lot of fucking potholes on this road. I wish someone would do something about it. Oh, wait. I can do something about it.
You do something about it.
And you know what? There's a park nearby my house which used to have the most horrendous parking lot in the world.
Like gravel.
And it got so bad that I think enough people called, and now it's gorgeous.
I roller skate there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But someone actually had to do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It worked.
Yeah.
Someone did it, and then they came and it worked.
Yeah.
So like post-quarantine,
yeah,
that's the life we're living, dude.
Yeah.
That's
you can't complain about nothing being done if you don't do anything. You have to participate in it.
But I guess like the nervousness comes along with like, I'm a little worried of things just going back to like, people talk about the new normal, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But what if things just go back to normal?
What if people just slump back into it and it's like we forget that COVID existed?
You know,
yeah.
That would be bad. I don't want that at all.
No.
I want a new normal. And I want the new normal to be better. And I think it's going to be.
I think if we stick to our guns about acting and not just talking, but actually like doing, making actionable moves, I think we can make it better.
100%.
Yeah.
You and I are going to make each other's futures better.
You and me, babe.
And you at home are going to make our futures better by listening to this podcast, which uploads every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Show Spot Podcast.
We appreciate it.
If you feel like it, why don't you drop in the YouTube comments section what you're going to do post-quarantine? What's the first thing you're going to do post-quarantine? I want to know. Yeah. And if you listen to us on streaming services that has a rating system, giving us a good rating helps a lot.
5 stars. Not 4, not 4.5.
5 stars. We are the 55th best comedy podcast in Thailand, okay?
Are we actually?
We were at one point.
That's sick. That's so sick.
I don't think we are anymore, though. Oh. Who knows? Yeah. The point being is that we are here every week talking to you guys, and we love this podcast, and podcasts live or die by word of mouth. So if you could share us with at least one person you think would like it, do it. You have no idea how much it helps. Please drop your comments in the comment section, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care of yourselves. I mean it.
See you next week.
The Chill Spot. The Chill Spot. Chillin' at the spot with Sam and Cam. With Sam and Cam. At the Chill Spot.